So you like to shoot analog looking cameras, retro looking cameras, and you want the best retro experience or the best photography experience regarding old school photography. The right question is Nikon ZF or Nikon DF for the analog experience, or stick to X Pro experience. Let's talk about this now. Hi there and welcome to my channel. My name is Tudor Matescu, and in this video I want to analyze and to offer you my perspective on why you should choose Nikon DF if you want an analog experience, a pure analog experience, and why Nikon DF is probably a better choice compared to Nikon ZF, again for that full frame experience. So, first of all, you would look to Nikon DF or Nikon ZF if you are a Fujifilm X Pro shooter, so you like this form factor of an analog looking camera and also of the experience. It's not just about looking retro and stylish, it's also about the experience. So the great advantage of an X Pro 3, of an X Pro 2, of an X Pro camera is that you have an optical viewfinder. So this is the greatest advantage here, but you have a downside regarding image quality if you aren't okay with an APS-C sensor. So you want to go full frame. And Nikon brought ZF to the table, a full-frame mirrorless camera. But there is another camera, a DSLR camera, that was also made by Nikon. And that camera is Nikon DF. And if you really want the analog experience and the purest experience, I think Nikon DF can be a better choice. And after experiencing Nikon DF, you can make the jump to Nikon ZF if you aren't satisfied with Nikon DF. So let's see why is that. So first of all, Nikon DF is as light or as heavy as Nikon ZF. So you have 700 grams plus or more. So you have the same weight compared to Nikon ZF. But my point of view is that Nikon DF is easier to be handled. On Nikon ZF, because you don't have a grip, you'll need to buy a grip, so an extra cost and an extra weight for you. Also, Nikon DF has a grip, so it will be easier to mount different lenses, bigger or small, on Nikon DF. So huge difference here. You get a grip, you get better handling with Nikon DF, for my opinion. The next big advantage is that you have an optical viewfinder. You can look through the optical viewfinder with Nikon DF. You don't have that with Nikon ZF. You have that with X Pro 3, so you can look through the optical viewfinder, and also you have an EVF here. Another disadvantage, but again it's an advantage regarding the experience of pure photography, is that with Nikon DF you don't have an EVF. So no EVF, just optical classical viewfinder. What more could you want regarding the experience of purist photography? So optical viewfinder, simple like this, look through the lens and you are ready to go. So great if you are asking. If you really want the analog experience, the optical viewfinder, and with no option regarding the EVF, it's a huge advantage regarding this type of photography. The next point, that it's a big point here, is that you have lots of lenses. The collection of lenses that you can access and mount easily, and they will stay very well on Nikon DF, it's huge, unbelievable huge. You get modern DSLR lenses, modern Voigtlander lenses, or old Nikon lenses, or old Zeiss lenses, Voigtlander lenses, and so on. So you have a huge database of lenses that you can pick, mount, and they will work. Small and big, and with the grip, they will stay excellent. So you can find almost any lens that you could want and test any lens and any zoom lens. So this is one of the biggest advantage here. So any kind of Nikon lens that was produced can be mounted on Nikon DF with the optical viewfinder with a grip built in. And by the way, thank you to all the supporters that joined my channel, the membership YouTube channel. If you want to support my work, please subscribe now to the membership part of my channel. If you subscribe now, you will receive at least 12 bonuses, and I will add even more. You will receive my e-zine, A Winter Night in Bucharest, flash street photography tips. You will receive commented POVs with tips and tricks how I've got the picture. Also, you will receive street stories, a series of pictures commented by me. And joining now, you will receive Fujifilm recipes, more than 30 tips and tricks about photography, and more content, valuable, actionable content. Please join now with the other supporters and support my work. Now regarding the sensor, you have 16 megapixels. I feel it's okay, it is sufficient for street photography, for family photography, for wedding, for documentary photography. It is sufficient. You really don't need more megapixels. Again, you really don't need. 16 megapixels are very okay. Now regarding the control dials, you have the exposure triangle option there, so you can easily change and customize the camera like a Fujifilm camera, but also you have a manual focus and AF switch. I don't see that switch on Nikon ZF, so probably you'll have to enter in the menu or assign a custom button to switch from AF to manual F. But on DF, on Nikon DF, you have a manual focusing switch just like on Fuji. So great stuff there. So great controls for the analog experience, for the purist photographer. So Nikon DF is very attractive till now. The next big advantage is that you have a normal screen. So you have a normal screen, no tilt screen, no flip screen, no problems regarding the screen, just a normal DSLR screen, so problem solved. No hassle with the screen that you can't tilt it, that you can't flip it, no. Just normal screen, raise the camera to your eye and you are ready to go, have that experience. Next, build quality. It's made in Japan. It's made in Japan, built like a tank. So you have this option, made in Japan. So great stuff there. And also have in mind the lenses. The next point that it's a big point, I think it's the price. You can have a Nikon DF in good condition at a great price, half the price if you will look, or probably under half the price depending on the offers that you are finding compared to Nikon ZF. And probably some of the users that are having a Nikon DF will decide to sell their Nikon. I would not do this. I would keep Nikon DF. And if you will manage to find a Nikon DF compared to ZF, my point of view is that this is the best camera to go if you want the Nikon experience, if you want the X-Pro experience, the analog experience, the purist experience. Optical viewfinder, normal tilt screen, and a great selection of lenses that you can use with AF or with manual focusing. So what more could you want? You can find pancake lenses, old lenses, new lenses. So the lenses that you can put on Nikon DF without the FTZ adapter, it is huge. And from my point of view, if you don't have a Nikon camera, you can go with Nikon DF, buy the lenses, and after you will be able to find a good ZF offer, after you already have the Nikon lenses, you can buy a Nikon ZF and adapt those lenses. Yes, you'll be bulkier and cumbersome, but after that you can upgrade to Nikon Z normal lenses and have a comparison. But from my point of view, the best looking retro camera and with the best ergonomics for this type of photography, the analog experience, is Nikon DF. You'll have again optical viewfinder, normal screen, lots of button, AF to manual focusing switch, and lots of great lenses with aperture. You can find lenses with aperture ring on them. So you can fully manual shoot that camera exactly like a film camera with a full frame sensor that will render great images. So what more could you want? Now that ZF was launched, I'm very interested in Nikon DF. So this is why I do recommend, if you are a Fujifilm X Pro shooter and really want a full frame and you want the analog experience, try Nikon DF first before Nikon ZF. I think you'll find what you are looking, and if you aren't satisfied with that experience and you want the advantages of a mirrorless camera like EVF, like tilt skin, and all the whistle and bells of a new mirrorless camera, then Nikon ZF can be a good option, or we could wait for X Pro 4. But again, my video is addressing to the users that are wanting a full frame, so they want a full frame retro looking camera with the analog experience. At this moment, I feel that Nikon DF, yes, that old camera, is touching all these great points. So this is my recommendation. Please subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Give it a like, share my video with your friends on Facebook, on Instagram, leave me your comments, and also please check the links in the comments and description for my newsletter dedicated to passionate photographers, where I share tips and tricks and all kinds of goodies regarding photography. But I also have a newsletter dedicated to working photographers, where I share with you business photography tips to raise your photography business. Please subscribe to my channel, and after this, please check my next video. Click here right now.